Welcome to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we discuss the history, facts, people, places, events, lots more surrounding Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.
And welcome to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out. I did it right. Me and Randy Cantrell, my co-host. It is a pleasure. And we have a guy I've been wanting to have for a while, Mr. Lloyd Sherman. Lloyd, how are you this morning, buddy?
I am great. Thank you.
I should say this afternoon. Lloyd has been on the board before, and I want to get this out of the way first. Move on to the topic. Bottom line is, if people saw me and Lloyd on social media, you would say, wow, y'all just don't like each other. I love this guy. He's great. We don't agree on everything, but that ain't, that's not a reason to not like somebody. But hey, there's that.
At the end of the day, we just agree to disagree and continue having friends and being friends.
And still being friends. People can do that. Imagine that. What a concept.
Exactly.
Well, we're here to talk about a much bigger thing today, and that is Toys for Tots. Tell us about what's going on here, Lloyd.
Well, this is actually Toys for Tykes.
For Tykes.
And yes, and it's akin to the Toys for Tots, except this is something that one of the local brokers started over 20 years ago. And it's a collection effort for toys for the underprivileged or the less privileged, if you will. And she holds it once a year. And my wife this year is kind of co-chairing this operation with her. So thus here I am, because neither one of them wanted to be in front of a camera. And you know how shy I am.
So let me get this straight. So you and I are the designated loudmouths. That's what I just heard. Is that
that sounds correct? Yes.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Yeah. So it sounds like a wonderful project. Tell me more about it. What do we do? How do we contribute? Where do we go? What happens?
Well, it's going to start actually on Monday, November 29th. Through December 13th.
So 29th through the December 13th. Okay. A couple of weeks, basically.
Right. And Monday through Friday, there will be a committee there to greet people that want to bring toys in, and there should be either new or slightly used.
And define where there is. Is this the Realty company, or where do we go?
Yeah, the location is going to be at Triple D Realty on 4107 Highway 7, just down about a half a mile south of the West Gate.
And we call that the bottom of the hill, basically.
The bottom of the hill on your right. If you've gone to Walmart, you've gone way too far. And from 9 to 3 every day, Monday through Friday, they'll be there taking gifts. It's been a delight for me to see this happen over the last 3 or 4 years while at the office, because at times I can't even get to my desk.
Are you serious? That's the spirit. Well, tell me this. So we collect new or used, and we're talking Toys for Tots versus Toys for Tykes. Is this a younger age group we're pointed toward, or is it just kids in general?
It's just in general. And she had originally formatted the thing as a Toys for Tots, but got into a little bit of trouble because that name was taken. So she renamed it Toys for Tykes.
Yeah.
And it's for the local communities, such as up here in Jessieville area and that kind of thing. So,
and how do they go about finding? And number one, who's she? And number two, how do they go about finding recipients, or do they need recipients?
Well, they're working with a group out of Mountain Pine, and they come and pick the gifts up at our location, and obviously they're dropped off by the people there. Marion Crowder is the broker and owner of Triple D Realty.
Okay.
And she's the one that started this program well over 20 years ago. So it's been a couple of decades that she's been doing this. So,
wow. Well, let me give a little background here for everybody real quick. Some people that do or don't know. Fountain Lake is an extremely well-funded district because of the POA, because of the village, because of there's a lot of vacant lots, and Jessieville quite well-funded also. On the other hand, Mountain Pine is completely the opposite. You say, well, but there's those gorgeous mountains in Lake Ouachita and everything else is in their district. And that's part of the federal government, and they don't pay taxes back to the local schools. So places like Mountain Pine, and for what it's worth, Randy, I don't know if I've ever brought this up to you or not, and Lloyd, you may have to help me. Mountain Pine had that huge Weyerhaeuser processing plant till 2005 or 2006. And they literally bulldozed it overnight and it was gone. They laid everybody off one Christmas, and by January it was a brownfield.
That's right.
And has been that way since. So Mountain Pine, it's a tough call for them because they were really built around a pine plant or a pine processing plant, a pulpwood, plywood processing plant. Wow. And then it went away. And there were probably 300 or 400 really good jobs there that just dissipated, And
Mountain Pine, for those of us that don't know, so Mountain Pine is how far away from the village?
What would you say, Lloyd? 6-7 miles?
Yeah, at the max. As a crow flies, probably 5 miles, but yeah, you can get there in 7 miles driving.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Jessieville is just north of the western end of the village. Fountain Lake is southwest of the southern edge of the lake. And then Mountain Pine is literally just kind of due west of the village, down Strawberry 3000, as we call it, and a beautiful area and the home of a very internationally renowned guy, Bobby Bones, the DJ, number one DJ in America, and has been for years, has a story about growing up in Mountain Pine that will curl your hair in case you wonder if there's a need anywhere. You may have remembered Bobby Bones was on Dancing with the Stars. And they asked for his proudest moment. And he said the proudest moment in his life was when he graduated from Mountain Pine High School, because none of his parents had ever graduated, nor his grandparents had ever graduated. He was the first person in his school not to graduate magna cum laude from Harvard, but from Mountain Pine High School.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And has gone to make something of himself since then. My point being, there is a need in Mountain Pine, Arkansas.
Very impoverished area.
A very impoverished area. And now it's basically turned into a bedroom community of hot springs because there's not even really any industry there.
Right.
So, there's certainly a need. Of course, there's needs in Jessieville and needs in Fountain Lake too. I think a lot of times we look inside the beautiful village here and we say, well, it's paradise and nobody needs anything. There's a lot of different levels of a lot of different people. Wouldn't you say, Lloyd?
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
so Monday through Friday, Lloyd. So if as it gets closer, is there, if people can't make it on a Monday through Friday, is there, what would they do?
They would just call basically, and we would make accommodations to continue receiving toys for them or making some arrangements to come pick them up. We want to help out as much as we can to this area. So we're going to accommodate it. Chances are we'll still be taking gifts. Last year, there were still people coming in, dropping off gifts the night before the last pickup, which was the 24th of December. And we did a final pickup at that point. So,
wow. Just one last question, if I can. So the best toys to give, I mean, we're talking, not necessarily high end, but like generic trucks and cars and dolls and just what's best?
Well, pretty much those types of things. I mean, again, you're going to have a need all the way from tots or tykes, if you want, all the way up through all those that still believe in Santa. And but yeah, trucks, dolls, just anything you would give to your grandchildren can be in that same kind of vein.
Would there be any need for gloves or coats or anything like that, or is that not something y'all do?
It's not something that we're doing with this. This is more, but we're not going to turn that kind of thing away.
Okay.
That can be wrapped up and given. Anything that we can wrap up, we want these unwrapped, so that they can determine what age group that they can put them in.
Yeah.
Clothes can be gotten too, because they'll have tags on them for which age group that would go to. So
Okay.
How many kids does this reach, Lloyd, typically in a year? Do you know?
I don't know. All I know is we've filled up 2 rooms at our office with them, our conference room and a back area in the past, and they still say keep them coming. So
Yeah, wow.
I don't think we can find and or take in too much stuff. But
Yeah, and let's face the fact. I mean, villagers are known for their generosity. If
they are,
if villagers see a need, they will fix it.
and that's one of the great things about this village. If you have volunteerism and giving, this group has got a big heart.
Yeah.
Linda just pointed out to me that they're going to be there between 9 and noon on Saturday too.
Okay.
And there will be refreshments and wassail, which if you want me to explain what that is, I can't.
I know what that is. I can't either, Lloyd.
Yeah.
I know what it is, but I can't get enough of it. That is some good stuff now.
It was something to do with a cauldron and a large wooden spoon.
Yeah.
They're
like
also
me.
going to have, like I said, the wassail and Rudolph's favorite reindeer chow.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Who knew? Who knew?
Well,
Who knew? So
I'm just curious if Linda is just off camera passing you this information. Why can't we get her on camera? Is there a
she's
problem?
camera shy.
she is camera shy. And we just inducted her into the Evening Lions here last week, and she got about 2 words out of her mouth and then pushed me to the mic to finish what she was going to say. So
We knew you came in helpful for something. We just didn't know what it was.
yeah, well, blind squirrels can find acorns,
Well, we thought she might make an appearance with the anniversary and all that,
Yeah.
No, she
Not
At
so
least-
much.
At least a cameo. At least a cameo.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can send you a picture, and
Happy-
that's probably about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Well, thank you.
No, doesn't include the abuse is free. Trump promised you, Linda,
Yeah.
the abuse is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, everybody, thanks for joining so much. This is the Toys for Tykes. And this is, repeat if I'm like, November the 29th through December the 13th. Is that correct?
That's
That is
correct.
correct.
And that includes Saturdays. So basically come by the Triple D office at the bottom of the hill, bring your presents or slightly used, don't have them wrapped up, and just drop those off and they will find a good home. Is that what
Yeah,
I'm hearing,
and
Lloyd?
plan on spending a couple minutes to enjoy some beverage and some reindeer chow.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Don't
Okay.
forget the
We're
reindeer
there.
chow.
Yeah.
All right. For Hot Springs Village Inside Out, I'm Dennis Simpson. He's Randy Cantrell. That was Lloyd Sherman. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that by visiting our website, hsvinsideout.com, and tell a friend.